All right, so we're out here, Lake Erie. We're gonna mess around with a few new things. We've got the new 2024 Twinpower that just came in, just spooled it up. So we're gonna mess around with that puppy. And we're gonna see if these fish will eat a swim bait. You know, this time of year, in the spring, swim bait is honestly lights out for these smallmouth. I think we should get a few good ones, maybe a few giants, we'll see, but I think they'll be chewing today. I'm gonna get the net out because hopefully we need it. And every time I say that, I never actually end up needing it, so. Start off with a 3.3 Keitech, pull out a 2.8 as well. I always like when they eat the 3.3 Keitechs, but you know, some days they want to be a little bit more finicky. They don't want to eat as good, so you need a second offering. I always like to have a little bit of a smaller profile on deck too, especially if you know you see the fish and they don't want to eat, which seems to be the case most of the time. Whenever I go down to a 2.8, I like to go to a 2/0 hook. Just keeps the action of that bait true, and it's plenty of hook on this small little swim bait. When I'm out here, Great Lakes, I do like to run that 360 out to 100 feet around the boat. Look at that, we're on a beautiful rock transition there. Got some rock indentations, and then on the Livescope, I'll actually bump this up to 120 most of the time, and I'll keep that there throughout the day. Just allows me to see mainly a full cast, and then also see fish before I come up on them. Rolling it through that rock. Sometimes when you get a little bit hung up, you just gotta pop it off like that. And just let it go right back to bottom. And start reeling super slow. About 110 feet out. Should hit them on the tail end of the cast. That's why I run that Livescope 120 feet out, because on a long cast like that, you can hit it around usually 120. So, you know, you can see those fish coming into your cast. That one got it right as it came off the rock. Just smoked it. Man, as the water warms up, they get so acrobatic. Water's just creeping over 50. It's always the little guys that get all acrobatic though. There was more fish with them. You can see them all below the boat right now on the Livescope. There's another 4-pounder. There we go. Yeah, 3. Gosh, giants. 70 feet out now. Oh. Not the fish I saw, but that was cool. That one came up as it was falling. It's actually a pretty good one. A pretty good one. Look how fat it is. Oh my gosh. It's not getting off. That's a pretty fish. So what happened there is I saw 2 big fish just zooming in to this little rock edge, and I cast it at them, but they ended up passing the bait, but this one came out from in front of them and just smoked it. Nice one. But what's scary is that fish was 5 pounds even, so a good one. But the 2 fish that I actually cast it at were even bigger. That's a good one. That one golfed it. It is gone. That's a good one. Nice chunky fish. That one ate it right on the fall. Sometimes that happens with these Finesse Swimbait presentations. It's just so subtle, and the splash catches their attention, and then they see it swimming down and they'll rock it right up and crush it. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up here on Lake Erie today, and the theme of the day was Finesse Swimbaits. And we put a really good number of fish in the boat. We had good average. We didn't get those giants that we were after, but overall had a super fun day. And this morning, you know, we started out with that 3.3 Keitech. That put a good amount of fish in the boat and was super good as that sun was down. And as the sun came up, we had to adjust a little bit. The fish were a little bit more finicky, so we downsized to that 2.8. And we were throwing those on a 1/2 ounce head. This is just a football head. It's a lead head, nothing special, but cool little deal with it is it has a screw lock on it so that bait stays put. You know, the fish can't pants you, and really just ensures that you make the most of every cast. And, you know, even if you get bit like they were short striking today, that bait stays right where it needs to on the hook, and it allows you to get more bites. You know, we were fishing a lot of transition areas, a lot of rock to mud or sand, and you know, making those long casts was super important. So on the business end, we were throwing the 7'6" medium light Expride, lots of length on this rod to get that bait out there. But also, when you're fishing hard bottom, it's inevitable you're gonna get hung up, and this rod allowed me to pop my lure free a lot of times and actually get bites as I pop it free from the rock. So super good rod for these Finesse Swimbait applications. I typically throw 3/8 to 1/2 ounce on it. It does really well. That's kind of its sweet spot. You can go a little bit lighter, you can go a little bit heavier to a 5/8, but I wouldn't go much heavier than that. So really like the rod, and paired up with it today, we have the new Shimano Twinpower FE, and this reel just came in for me this week, and I couldn't wait to get out on the water and kind of give you guys my first impressions. And, you know, a lot of times we say a reel is super smooth, but I mean, this Twinpower takes it to a whole nother level. Like, there is no resistance at all to spin that handle, and it spins so effortlessly. So this reel falls into the Core Solid series for Shimano, and It's an aluminum body reel reinforced with CI4+. So super rigid, super durable, and really solid reel. You know, when you are fighting those fish, you don't feel any components bending or twisting. Really rigid, and with that infinity drive and infinity cross, the gears in this reel mesh so perfectly that there is really low resistance when winding under a load. Whether you're bringing a fish in, this reel has a lot of power, especially paired with this Expride, and it's super smooth. I really like this reel so far for, you know, casting and retrieving baits where you got to keep a steady retrieve. You know, this handle spins so freely and this body oscillates so nicely that it really allows you to get into that feel of exactly what your bait is doing on the bottom, which is super important when these fish are a little bit finicky or they're short striking. You want to know exactly what's going on down there, and you get really in tune with your bait with a super smooth reel like this one. You know, the drag I was super impressed with. Very smooth, very stable. You know, it's not jumpy or anything. It's a really nice drag, which is important when we're running such light line. You know, we're running 5-pound Power Pro on here, and we're fishing 25 to 28 feet of water. And when you do this in a pre-spawn scenario, fishing a swim bait like this, it's important to keep that bait down there, and that 5-pound line really cuts through the water nice and allows your swim bait to just stay up and tick those rocks, and keep that bait in the strike zone. You know, breaking strength on this line is a lot higher than 5-pound test, guys. We've caught some big fish on this line, and I run it on 90% of my spinning reels. So that's kind of the rundown. We're gonna hop around a couple more spots here before we head in, but that's pretty well it on the recording side of things. So really appreciate you guys tuning into this one. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to putting out on this channel, so hope you appreciated it. If you like it, drop a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. You know, I don't really ask you guys to subscribe much, but every subscriber helps grow this channel, and that's really what we're trying to do this year. So appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a big one. Stay right there. Stay back. Come on. Yes. Oh, that's a beauty. Let's go. Let's go. That's a beauty. There we go. Nice way to finish off the day. No better way to spend the Monday. Nice low fiver, beauty Erie fish.